You know how great chess players can just take one look at a game and immediately know who's going to win? Not only that, but they can come up with the smartest moves in a matter of seconds. Now, understanding chess principles is vital for game improvement because they lay the groundwork for robust and effective moves. I've compiled a list of 10 chess concepts that I feel every player should know, whether you're a beginner building your foundation or an experienced player refining your skills. These 10 tactical principles are undoubtedly going to enhance your game. So let's jump right into these fundamentals that will hopefully transform the way you play. Skewer is chess 101. It occurs when your opponent's pieces align on a diagonal. Take this example. The black king and queen share the same white diagonal. Exploiting this alignment allows us to check the king, compelling it to move and winning the opponent's queen. Similar to a pin, a skewer places the more valuable piece in front and the less valuable piece behind, leaving it undefended when the more valuable piece moves out of the way. In a mid-game scenario, the black queen and bishop align on a white diagonal. Now, although our bishop is initially blocked, moving the knight to e1 reinforces it and opens up the diagonal. The black queen must move to escape with no available space to simultaneously defend the bishop. In an endgame situation, where white is poised to promote but the rook blocks the last square, a black rook can attack a pawn from behind. While a typical response involves moving the rook with a check, sacrificing it if necessary, in this position black would capture the pawn if the rook is sacrificed. Leveraging the skewer, we slide the rook to h8. If black captures the pawn, we check the king and capture the rook. If black checks us, we maneuver our king toward his rook until no more checks are available. In chess, interference, also known as obstruction, happens when a player places his piece between an enemy piece or crucial tile and its defender. This move often leads to the defender losing the ability to protect the targeted piece or tile and resulting in significant material loss or even checkmate. While well-applied interference doesn't happen frequently, it's a potent tactic. A classic example from the game between Grandmaster Miguel Najdorf and International Master Ludwig Rellstab illustrates this. White captures the knight on d7. Thinking it's safe due to the battery on the d-file, a formation where two or more pieces align on the same file or diagonal. However, Najdorf plays bishop d4, disconnecting the rook and the queen. If white captures the queen, black responds with bishop e3, check, leading to a winning position. In another example, during the game between Vishwanathan Anand and Yevgeny Baryaev in 1993, Anand secured victory by using a rook to interfere with the black king's defense, leaving black helpless in preventing checkmate even if they sacrificed every single one of their pieces. In chess, a clearance sacrifice involves deliberately emptying a square on the board to create open lines for attack, often by sacrificing a piece. This tactical move aims to replace a piece obstructing the attack with one that contributes positively, providing a positional advantage. For instance, consider a position where our knight can fork the black king and queen, but our queen blocks the necessary square. A clearing sacrifice occurs by sacrificing our queen on f5, allowing the knight to move and fork. This strategic sacrifice leaves us up a piece, leading to a potential victory. Another example uses the clearing sacrifice for a checkmate. White initiates bishop f7, checking the black king into a corner. Now, needing to open the file for checkmate, white plays bishop e8 to interfere with the defense. If the rook captures, white sacrifices the queen for a checkmate with the rook. Even if black reinforces the bishop with the queen, the same sacrifice sequence unfolds. Attempts to move the bishop for protection are thwarted by bishop interference, leaving black with only one defender for the f8 square. Deflection involves forcing your opponent's piece to vacate its square, often by sacrificing one of our own pieces. We make this sacrifice to divert the piece from defending a crucial square for winning a piece, promoting a pawn, or delivering checkmate. Deflection can be employed as a gambit to prompt an opponent's piece to move to a less favorable tile. The intercontinental missile gambit is a well-known example, starting with moves like knight f3, d5, e4, and so forth. While this specific sequence might be rare in your games, the principle of deflection occurs frequently. It's not just about sacrificing a piece, we can also use deflection to draw attention to a specific square or a piece guarding that square. Now, in an endgame scenario with an extra pawn, white uses a deflection to compel the black king to abandon defense, allowing for pawn promotion. And in a middle game position, white aims to checkmate with the queen on the h line, but black queen guards the h pawn. To overcome this, white employs a deflection by playing rook to b8, sacrificing the rook for an impending checkmate. If black captures the rook, the white queen seizes the opportunity on the h-line, leading to inevitable checkmate. Overloading occurs when your opponent's piece is defending multiple pieces at the same time, and capturing one leaves the others undefended for an easy capture. The same happens when a piece defends several key tiles. Take a simple example, a pawn defending both a knight and a bishop. If white captures the bishop and black recaptures, the knight is left defenseless, allowing white to capture it easily. Another example, imagine all of black's pieces seemingly protected, but white spots an overload. For example, the black queen is overloaded, defending a bishop and the back rank. White capitalizes, taking the bishop with the rook. If the queen takes back, it's checkmate on c8, forcing the black queen to prioritize, defending against the impeding checkmate on g7. A mating net is like trapping the king in a corner and leaving no escape routes. We showcased this tactic in our earlier video on traps. Please check that one out if you haven't already. An excellent example occurred in the fishing pole trap when we advanced our g-pawn, preventing the king from slipping away on the f-file. Here's another instance. The black king is cornered and can't move to g8 due to the bishop. White seizes this opportunity, playing queen h5, threatening checkmate on h7. Though black plays h6 to handle the immediate threat, white capitalizes on the mating net, playing queen g6 and renewing the checkmate threat on h7. Black takes on g5, and white secures checkmate with queen on h5, since the king has no escape on g8. Simply put, simplification in chess means trading pieces to streamline the game. Why do it? Well, first of all, if you're ahead in material captured, going to the endgame ASAP is smart. Even being up a pawn can be a winning advantage. Take this example. White's got an extra pawn, primed for a comfortable endgame win. The plan is to force black to trade pieces. Second, if you're low on time, fewer pieces means a simpler plan, no need for complex calculations. If you've ever been a time scramble, you know it's messy. Imagine having 30 seconds when your opponent has 2 or 3 minutes more. Simplify the game. Focus on a few pieces, not the entire board. Check out these positions. Which one's better in a time crunch for white? And third, if you're feeling overwhelmed by your opponent's attacks. Now in this example, black has an extra knight, but the bishop on g5 is pressuring the black rook. If the rook moves, white captures the bishop with a check, wiping out the advantage. Black aims to simplify. f6, queen d2, trade queens, bishop takes, knight takes on e5, bishop c3, bishop c7, urging white to trade more pieces. Perpetual check, as the name suggests, involves giving multiple checks to force a draw. Because in chess there's the threefold repetition rule, meaning a position must occur 3 times in order to force a draw, and not necessarily consecutively. Initially, I found this tactic frustrating. Winning a game and ending up with a draw felt like a letdown. It seemed like a move born out of hesitation or fear. Now over time, as I gained more rating, I realized that making a draw from a losing position can be a strategic move. It's often better to lose 1 point than 9. So, when faced with adversity, especially at lower yellow levels where blunders are common, look for opportunities to salvage the game with a draw. Consider this example. White, down 2 rooks and a bishop, faces a threatening move from black, queen to b7. However, white can employ the threefold repetition rule to secure a draw. It's a simple example, but in real games, identifying scenarios for draw using this rule is a valuable skill. Creating a protected passed pawn is when a pawn having crossed the board's center is being protected from behind by another pawn. This tactic becomes crucial in the end game. Why go for a protected passed pawn instead of just pushing a single pawn faster to become a queen? It's very simple. It's about the pawn's survival. Pushing a lone pawn risks it being captured easily by the king. With a protector, the king must first deal with the defender before going after the pawn in front. Consider this example. White has a protected passed pawn on d4, while black has one on h5. Don't be fooled into thinking that white has 2 passed pawns. The one on b4 is not. Thanks to the interference of the black pawn on a7 with the promoting square on b8. Now how would white take advantage here? We start pushing the b pawn. King d7, and we protect the pawn with a4. If black tries to push his own passed pawn, white will use his king to stop it from promoting. King to c8, and white continues to push his pawn with a5. King c7, king g2 in order to stop the black pawn, king d7, a6, king c8, and now white starts pushing the d-pawn. King c7, king h3, king c8, king takes pawn, king c7, pawn d6. We see that white will now use another tactic we talked about called deflection. This black king can effectively stop our superior order on the queen side, and white cannot push any further because of the king defense. In order to deflect the king from protecting and promoting square on a8, white will sacrifice the d-pawn in order to move the king away from that square. This one isn't exactly a tactical concept, it's more of a handy suggestion. If you're ever stuck without a plan and find yourself asking, where should I go from this position, the concept is right up your alley. Picture this. The center is sealed tight with pawn chains, and you're wondering which side to attack. Now there's a simple solution. Just follow the direction that your pawn chain points to. It often gives you a clear roadmap. Take the advanced French defense, for instance. e4, e6, d4, d5, e5, c5, and c3. Now here the game plan is crystal clear for both players. White gears up for a kingside assault with a potential f2, f4, f5 thrust, while black targets the c and d pawns with moves like nc6 and queen to b4. The extra space allows for strategic piece maneuvers to set up the essential pawn break. Once again, the center pawn lays out the game plan. White defends on the king side and attacks on the queen side, while black goes all in for a kingside assault. In a nutshell, mastering these 10 tactical principles can seriously up your chess game. Apply them consistently to sharpen your ability to spot opportunities, craft effective plans, and outmaneuver your opponents. Remember, proficiency in these principles comes with practice and dedication, so analyze games, tackle puzzles, and keep refining your skills. Over time, you'll see a notable boost in your tactical awareness and your overall chess performance. So thanks for watching. We hope that these tactical principles empower you to enjoy chess more and achieve success in your games. Keep playing, keep learning, and keep enjoying the fascinating world of chess.